Check. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Oh my gosh. Not even going to talk about the Widow's Peak. We have this is my vintage casino shirt in right now. This is my vintage gambling shirt. And I got to tell you, it's a perfect time for it because it's Wednesday in the week. We have football on the horizon. Did I just say horizon? Weird. Week 0 has passed us. Week 1 is still up on the whiteboard. We talked about it with Steak yesterday, but today Steak is off. We have happy hour tonight, 4:30 on the Pickett YouTube channel. You already know about it. If you don't know about it, now you do. I'm sure you can figure out where to find it. If not, I will share the link a little bit later. But we'll see at 4:30. We're also going to play a very fun game. Stump the Snowman trivia. Snowman is literally an encyclopedia of sports, maybe more. I think he was actually on Jeopardy. We'll talk to him about it later. In the interim, for today's stream, we have a special guest. And when I say special, you probably think, oh, maybe it's a new personality, a new character, somebody really popular, famous. Absolutely not. It could not be further from that. It is old timer Greg. Good morning. How are you? Did you get a haircut?
Like a week ago.
Well, how the fuck am I going to know that? You look good.
Thank you.
You know what this looks like? This looks like military Greg.
A little bit. It's a little tight.
That's what it is. I'm like kind of into it. I think I've passed the high and tight phase personally. Not that it doesn't exist and it doesn't work for other people, but because of my big noggin, I think I'm going to kind of go with a little bit more of like a flow. Also, what I've realized is I'm going to keep the stash. My wife loves the mustache. You can't go mustache and high and tight. Would you agree?
You got a lot of forehead to do high and tight. I don't think the mustache has anything to do with it.
Really? I don't think the forehead has anything to do with high and tight.
I think because then it's going to go, you're going to have just you're going to be showing a lot more head.
Yeah. Did you see the Snapchat that Steak posted, by the way?
No.
From 2016. I don't know if you remember, but I mean, I really did like a serious undercut back in the day. It was almost like you're blended. You're fading right here, kind of halfway up your head. I went like all the way to the top. And then it was like not like the Doug Funny, but you know that there's that cartoon character. Maybe it's the Rugrats guy.
Roger.
Yeah, Roger. It was kind of looking like that, but it just reminded me that I was an assassin on Snapchat. I hit Steak. You really didn't see it? It was good. Hold on, I'll show you. Did you have Snapchat?
Yeah, for a bit.
You weren't really a big Snapchat guy, were you?
No.
I dabbled in Snapchat, and I also liked. I thought I was going to be pretty good with Vine, but Vine was too short lived. What do you got? You got distractions already?
Yeah, a little bit, but we'll be good in 2 minutes.
Okay, fantastic. Do you need to come back on a little bit later?
No, I'm good.
Okay, look at that.
Is that warped at all, or is that just what your head used to look like?
Yeah, that's fucking warped. Obviously,
it used to be a little bigger.
I know. I was about. Well, I'm getting there, but I was about 15, 20 pounds heavier.
It was a Peaky Blinders. That was a Peaky Blinders.
That's what it was. That's what I did.
Yeah,
I had a really intense Peaky Blinders phase.
Yeah.
I even started drinking Cutty Sark. It's a Scotch. I'll never forget. Actually, I had these clients that were they had some things go terribly wrong during a lease signing one time. Like it was a disaster. It was going to kill the deal in my Peaky Blinders phase. And I had to go walk into the office and talk to the building manager. And I stopped at Stout right before I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a shot of whiskey like I was fucking Cillian Murphy in Peaky Blinders. And we came to a solution. But anyways, good morning, Greg. It's good to be with you. I can tell you're frazzled. I'm going to bring you back up once you get your shit together. Let's say good morning to the chat real quick. I see a lot of comments in here. Nightbot, what's up? Good to see you, Nightbot. Bad guy, how we doing? God, yes, pump that shit in my blood. Everybody really likes the intro music. I'm very happy to hear that. I still have the subscription for the website that I got the intro music on. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I think this is just our intro music moving forward. What's up, Alex, Boston Sports Dork? How we doing? Jay Measy, first chatter in here. Don't see him often. Greg, that's right. Greg is back. Let me guess, corp call, huh? No corp call. Yesterday was extremely corp. I think today we've put a little bit kind of have it in cruise control. So I think we're okay. Was that really a 5.5 minute intro? If it was, I apologize. Although I think you guys did a great job waiting. Greg, to still be late to the late stream, add it to my card. Very funny. Although I will say, Greg was in the queue, ready to go. What's good, everybody? Love bad guys energy all the time. 10 a.m. He says, will you shut the fuck up? 10:07 was perfect. I had to get my carbs. What did I tell you? I can't do a 2-hour stream with no proper breakfast. So I had some, this time I had hard-boiled eggs, a little avocado smash, and a piece of toast and half a banana. Okay. Thank you very much. 2 cups of Cafe Bustelo as well. So the temples are buzzing and I have all the energy I need. Wow. The chat is buzzing today. Yesterday was slammed, by the way. Yesterday was slammed. I'd say it's one of our busier streams we've had in a while. I think there was like 110 in Twitch, 60 in YouTube. You guys are awesome. We're fired up. I love that you're fired up. Greg sighting. Can't wait for the map sighting. Yeah, me as well. What's up, Hill Daddy? How we doing? All East talk or some CFB2. KDEX, we're probably going to focus more on college football tonight. We started with steak yesterday with Thursday night games. I think tonight on Happy Hour, we're going to do Stump the Snowman. And then we're also going to talk some Friday night games, which I think will be fun. And then we'll really dig into that on tomorrow's board review and Friday. Friday, we're actually renting a like a professional podcast space. We're going to be doing those best bet videos that we did for college football for week 0. There were some good ones in there. There were some bad ones in there. Always going to be. Get used to it. But I think the video was pretty well received. So we're going to have the quality look a little bit better. So that'll be fun. What do you do with the other half of the banana? That's a very good question. It's sitting in the peel and I'm going to have it later. I didn't need the full banana today. I prefer the banana in the smoothie and I didn't have the time to make the smoothie. Any plans for a cooking stream soon? Electric. Zach, it's funny you asked that. I intend to stay home and do nothing on Saturday and watch college football. So in doing so, I was like, maybe I'll run a stream. Saturday's a nice off day, especially when we got Sundays coming up soon with Prop Talk. By the way, a couple new follows here on Twitch. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining, and make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page and following the Twitch page. Yes, I think you guys remember the wings recipe. I'm gonna teach you the wings recipe if you haven't already. It's phenomenal, and I can't take credit for it. I know my guy Evan typically watches the stream. During COVID, we did cooking streams together as friends. Yeah, Greg participated. Evan was the man. He gave me a phenomenal wing recipe. I tweeted it a long time ago. I'm sure a bunch of you have tried it. If you haven't, I'll bring it up to the forefront again. I need Matt plays like I need air. Yep, they're coming. Pats to win the division plus 660. I've never seen a bigger fucking homer in my life, but let me tell you something, Pranav. I actually love it. Okay. If you're a New England fan, you can be a homer. That's okay. I'm with you. Drake, okay, now stop. Mods, can we put this guy in timeout, please? Okay. Happy Hump Day, DJ, and you as well, Rambo. Good to see you. Welcome to the club. Now, I'd be a millionaire if all my parlays had missed by one leg. The world is Zach. If Zach was a real one, he wouldn't watch on Twitter. I love that shit. Look at that. We got YouTube, we got Twitch in here watching on platforms we monetize in, holding the other people in Twitter accountable. Get your fucking ass in here on YouTube. Get in on Twitch. Watch an ad. Okay, we make a nickel. That's the least we could do. We can make a nickel. For all of you guys subscribing, we really appreciate that. All right, Greg just dropped some sub bangs in here. I think he might be ready to go. But before we do, hold on. Make a YouTube video series of DGen recipes. Honestly, not a bad fucking idea. Now you guys, what is with you guys? All of a sudden, you pull your heads out of your ass at the end of August and you start thinking of some good ideas. What's up, like lightning? Yep, sub banks. Appreciate it. All right, Greg, does that mean you're ready to go?
That means I'm ready to go. So wife was just getting ready for work and was in and out of the room. So
look, hey, listen, let me tell you something. I appreciate that you didn't care and you still wanted to be on time and you got your ass in the queue when the stream went live. Fired up. I know, but I know this about you. You do get your attention derailed a little bit. It doesn't take much to frazzle you. So if there is any sort of distraction, I'd rather you wait and come in whenever there's
well, we were talking Snapchat and I had kind of a Snapchat story and then I was like, I probably shouldn't tell this. But dude, when it first came out and you were like, no one can see this and it disappears, I took full advantage.
You know, people could screenshot it, right?
I Yeah, but that was still like early-ish iPhone. Not everybody was quick with the screenshot, but yeah. At first, it was just like, oh my God.
Not
And I was
everybody.
in college. I was a senior in college.
This is coming from a guy who took 3 years to finally start using Apple Pay. I have a feeling people were screenshotting, and you were still like the grumpy old man, like, what do I need a screenshot for?
Yeah. Well,
I used to do this thing. I think it was probably inspired by Superbad, in the scene where they just drew a bunch of like big veiny dicks.
yeah.
I was so good at hitting people because the fun of Snapchat is you would click it, you wouldn't know what to expect. And a lot of I know. See, you and I are wild cards. Okay. That's I think that's fun. You kind of need that in every friend group. But for the most part, I've seen my sister who's she's 21, 22 now, but I remember when she was in high school and she was using Snapchat. These kids would send the dumbest fucking things to each other. She would literally be sitting there on the couch and she would just go like this and take a picture and send it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is that? What the and then whoever she was Snapchatting with would send another picture and he would be like, and I'm like, you guys are not putting any thought into this, no creativity. This is so fucking stupid. I would be out there, my Snapchat would be like a canvas, and I would be Picasso, and I would draw the most random, like penis shape, wearing shorts, shoes, hands, the whole stick figure thing, and he would be doing the most absurd thing that you can imagine, holding on to an airplane wing. Everybody loves taking a picture of an airplane wing and putting it on their Facebook. Look at me, I'm traveling. No, Snapchat. Look at
Look
this.
what's on the wing.
There's a fucking big dick on the wing. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I got a real funny one I could show you too.
You have
I
one of
can't
me and the moose.
I got one of what?
I took a picture near a moose, and then you drew a dick, me feeding the moose. That was like probably 2015.
I think I have a funny Snapchat still in my archive. It's archive, right? Not archive. It's archive.
Yeah.
When do
Sure.
you say archive?
I don't think you do. I don't think
Never.
Yeah.
It's just
maybe Brits.
Archive. I don't know why I thought archive might have been used in something. Anyways, memories. Yep, Sharps, by the way. Glizzy fight. Yeah, that's fun.
I get it. If you're a farmer and you're selling chives, you would say these are our chives. So that would be the only application for the word you just made up.
Thanks for making that work. If anybody is new to the stream, by the way, and you're not familiar with Greg, again, just to introduce you, Greg is part of the Degenerate. It's myself, Steak, and Greg. Greg has been grinding in the back end with the newsletter in the off season, which I think you're doing a very good job. We're coming to the end for the NFL division previews, and I always like to remind people we started as a newsletter. I think this is year 4, maybe 5. We should probably know that. Year 4. Okay. Well, I think we started at the end of 2020, so we're not really counting that.
You're right. We did because it was over COVID.
It was over COVID. That's when we got started. Yeah. And so I would say this is year 4 of a full year. But we during the week, we tend to put out our best bets and what we like in college football and the NFL. It's been a very fun ride. It's had some ups, it's had some downs. But the division previews are mostly done by Greg, and I think he's done a phenomenal job. So let's clap it up for Greg real quick. And on that note, here's the command, by the way. I didn't see anybody do it in the chat. Nightbot, do you got me? Yep. Go to the website, thedegenerateweekly.com. You can subscribe to our newsletter for free. Thank you to all those who paid. Somebody signed up yesterday, actually, and paid $80 for the year. We really appreciate that. You're just pledging support. But we're putting what we take, anything from the revenue, the stream, etc., putting it back into the content for this year. And we hopefully are going to be getting a studio space here moving forward. All right.
In Orlando?
Well, we're looking at one Friday. We're going to go pay for the day. It's like $250. It's not cheap, but we're going to record a video there for our best bet, and we're going to stream from there. It should be fun. You get like a editor or like a tech guy that you can use at your disposal, which should be fun. But in New York too, Nueva York, I think I'm going to find something for football whenever I'm back up there. So if you have some free time, you and I can collab, as the kids like to say. All right, Greg, thank you for the subscriptions that you gave out to the people in the chat. Hello, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, and let's get going. So we are on, is it 7 of 8 or is it 8 of 8? Is it officially the last division?
One, AFC East.
Last one. AFC East. I need everybody to lock in. Pranav is in chat, by the way. W Pranav. DJen, we should outfit one of the rooms in the Pickett office as a studio. I fucking love where your head's at.
Dude,
I absolutely love where your head's at. Yeah, we had a WeWork spot, I think a year or 2 years ago. It worked out unbelievably well. I mean, we got an insane discount on a conference room that was soundproofed. And Greg came there, and that's where we introduced the Map Plays. If
Yeah,
anybody
we had the
remembers.
big board and we had the map.
Yep. Yep. Greg ordered fucking little, what were they, like stickers or an
No,
actual
it was just
map?
a
Map.
big blackboard map that you could draw on. So we could draw where they were flying from, where they were going to.
And Greg was
I
in
don't
his
think I still
bag.
have that though.
No, I don't think you do, because when I moved out of the office, I had it and I asked if you wanted to keep it for memories, and we just ended up throwing it away. But
No,
you did keep,
I'm in Brooklyn too, but I'm in Carroll Gardens area.
yeah. So you didn't give away the Wander Franco jersey that Noah got you though, did you? I have that, by the
You
way.
have that, yeah.
I have that. Yeah, in
Because I
case
think
you're
instead of Franco, because he was number 5, right? I think I put 5 wild card banners instead of Franco, and you got upset.
no, that's
I
a
haven't
real
heard you talk about the Rays much lately. What's been going on? Yeah, nothing, no comment. Great.
no.
AFC East, let's go.
Could you imagine if never mind, we're not even gonna talk about it.
If what?
Nothing, but Junior Camaneros, if Wander Franco wasn't a scumbag pedophile and the Rays had Junior Caminero, Wander Franco, they're both like 20, 21, 22 years old.
Yeah,
Like
they could have a 6th wild card banner this year.
yeah, that's funny. What team are you rooting for?
The Pirates are very bad. I don't get to cheer for baseball. That's
I'm
one
not
of the
even
reasons
bringing
it's
that up.
very easy
You're
to
you're
turn off.
you're not a Pirates fan, in my opinion, and that's okay. But who are you rooting for?
I'm the Red Sox right now.
Oh, and that's because of your wife's affiliated
Wife's
with
a
Boston.
Red Sox fan, and they're my most promising future.
Actually, funny that Goat Sports Media brought this up.
Absolutely.
Greg is a big Swift. I am not a Swiftie, but I always tell the story, Greg, when you're not here. I have said it many times. Before her music was on Spotify, you used to run around Central Park and you would play Blank Space on YouTube.
Oh my God, yeah. I watched that video so many times because it was the only way to listen to that song because she wasn't on spot. She actually, fun fact, she released her entire Spotify library on my birthday.
I love how happy you are about that.
It's great. I was at a wedding in Vegas for that, and it was like I was down at the sports book at like 7 a.m., cup of coffee, like just I think it was there was some tennis event going on. It was it might have been Wimbledon. I think Wimbledon's typically around that time in June, and it was just like, what could be better? Like I was watching Stan Wawrinka, Taylor Swift's library just dropped. I'm like alone, peaceful in a sports book. It was just amazing.
Was it 7 a.m. Eastern time or was it 7
No, it was
a.m.?
7 a.m. out there.
Oh wow! So you slept in. I mean,
yeah. But I mean, what am I going to do down there at 4 a.m.? You know what I mean? That's crazy. You got a problem.
I when I went to Bet Bash, it takes me a while to adjust to the time, and I wake up at 6:30, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard. So the first night, I was up at 4 a.m. like wide awake, and I just walked downstairs and I played Wheel of Fortune, and I told myself, I said I should probably go back to bed, like force myself to go back to bed, but I was like, nah, fuck it, let me just start gambling. So I got a cup of coffee and I put $200 in Wheel of Fortune, and I lost like very quickly. And I said to myself, okay, I didn't even finish my coffee. And then I went back upstairs and went to bed for like an hour and a half. So,
this is a quick aside, but I think it is a good segue into football.
Sure.
If you watch TikTok and you somehow get looped into a Taylor Swift rabbit hole, she's absolutely playing the Super Bowl. Absolutely.
What do you mean? Oh, the halftime show?
Yeah.
Listen, how much of this rabbit hole you really want to go down?
So I'll give you 2 nuggets reiterated from a TikTok that I saw. So she did a podcast, and on the podcast, she was talking about how she's getting really into baking, and she really likes sourdough, and like said sourdough 4 or 5 times of like, I'm really thinking about sourdough 60% of the time. What does that mean? She's like notorious, and that's Midnights. We're not going to go there. I wasn't a huge fan of Midnights, but with Midnights, she dropped a kind of little like Easter eggs for the fan base. All these like 17, 18, 19-year-old girls go nuts. So her saying 60% of the time, it is Super Bowl 60. Her talking about sourdough so much, it is in Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, and their mascot is Sourdough Sam. Boom. 100%. Like it's 100%. And now she's engaged? Absolutely. It's just where does the NFL go from here if she plays? It's only a step backwards. That's as big as an act as you can get.
So, yeah, I get what you're saying. This made me just reminded
Everybody,
me of,
what does tomatoes mean? That means people don't like it.
I just found out yesterday. This is a new thing in the stream, which I think is hilarious. People throw tomatoes if they don't like what you're saying. I got hammered with tomatoes yesterday.
Yeah.
So don't
Well,
worry.
I'm just saying she's playing, and that makes me think it's the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again.
Let me ask you this, your opinion. You're not as much of a conspiracy theory guy as I am. And again, I like, well, yeah, like you kind of are, but like, like we could have some good conversations, but I like that you're open-minded and you question things. Do you think this whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce relationship is manufactured?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you what I think. Okay. Without really like peeling too much of the onion back. I don't know if she's in on it, but don't you think that Travis Kelce, like, let's be honest. I mean,
I think he's just a little slut for fame, so it's perfect.
But don't you think he's also kind of a big dumb idiot? And you can just like, yeah. So what if the NFL was just like, hey Travis, you should go hang out with Taylor, see if you can muster up something. That'd be great for the league, be great for business. And hey, there's something in it for you. Don't you think so?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think if it was a conspiracy, it would have to come from Taylor.
No. Wasn't Taylor the person who like could never find a fucking boyfriend, and then she's always singing about?
So if you look at her, if you want to go down her dating history right now, which I don't think you do, she's always dated big celebrities, so it tracks for her.
Who has she dated?
Jake Gyllenhaal, Harry Styles. She's dated all these big names.
Oh, I didn't know that. But doesn't she always? She always doesn't.
You remember the red scarf thing?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Taylor doesn't gain
call
anything.
yourself a Swiftie.
I'm just saying, I think it's a little fabricated here. And now look at what happened. She's going to play for the league. It's great for the NFL. She doesn't gain anything, sure, but it's great for the NFL.
What can she gain at this point in her career?
I just said she's not gaining anything. It's
impossible for her to gain anything.
It's for the NFL. The NFL is now massive because let's be honest, how many fucking Swifties are actually give a fuck about football? Imagine you take football, one of the biggest what is it, a $10 billion industry? Massive. And then you take Taylor Swift. Listen, they're just playing us like fiddle.
It's actually perfect too, because if you look at the Venn diagram, the Swifties don't overlap with the NFL. And I would say your average NFL fan is significantly less of a Swiftie than I am. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Other notables, Joe Jonas, John Mayer. John Mayer was a big one. Calvin Harris.
Yep. By the way, people are saying that what are we doing and we got to move on. Listen, we didn't start this. You guys started it. Okay. We're just adding to it and giving you our opinion, but Goat Sports Media, we won't let you dictate the topics anymore. But that's all we got for Taylor Swift. I'm okay talking about it. Careful, DJ, and you're about to. Yeah, I'm done. Anyways, let's get into the AFC East preview. So we're going to go through, I guess maybe we should go alphabetically. And everybody else in the chat, if you could lock in, get your focus on the AFC East. And Greg, can you do me a favor? It looks like you're looking at something right now. Are you able to pull up FanDuel and get the betting lines up in terms of what these teams, are to win the division and what their win totals are? If not, I can do it.
Do you need me to share my screen or just be able to?
Nope. No screen sharing. Yep. Lock in. Oh, Patriots, Bills, Dolphins. That's right. Yep. That's right. What's up, Fat Girls?
Bills minus 270, Pats plus 550, Dolphins plus 700, Jets plus 1600.
Okay. So Bills are a heavy favorite. What's their win total?
I believe they're 11.5. I think they're one of the highest in the league.
No, I didn't get the joke, but I was wondering if you were trying to make one. Do you get this joke? Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. I don't know. I don't get it. Bills winning the division again, sadly. Starting to like the Dolphins a little, can't lie. Ramble, I have a thought on the Dolphins, and I was going to make a tweet about it a little bit later, but I'll give you a spoiler alert. There's a team that I have not heard anybody say one positive thing about this entire offseason, and it is, in fact, the Miami Dolphins.
It's also the Saints. There's multiple teams.
Yeah, but I guess, like, the Saints we know are like, there's ratchet teams that everybody knows are ratchet, but then there's, like, the Dolphins who people are just sick and tired of. They're the sick and tired team. You said we're going.
Oh, I get it. He put A's in front of the Patriots, which there we go.
Shit. No, it wasn't a bad joke. Just jokes go over my head all the time. That was actually very good. Yeah. Patriots. What does that say? Parsons going to Green Bay. Listen, stop derailing the conversation and distracting us. We're getting locked in. And let's talk about the Bills. Greg, the format that we do here, if I don't know if you've tuned in at all to any of our previous division rundowns, but what I like to do is kind of go over the depth chart a little bit. Basically the front page of Sharp's book, who have the teams lost, who have they gained, who they draft, and then go over their depth chart a little bit. And then we walk through the schedule and give our thoughts on the team. So the Buffalo Bills, we got McDermott, Sean McDermott. He's been there 8 years. Joe Brady. I like Joe Brady from LSU. Then he went to Carolina. Now he's with the Buffalo Bills. He's been there. I think last year was his first full season. Bobby Babich is a 1-year defensive coordinator. We know McDermott is involved with the defense. He's a defensive minded guy. They've been good the past 3 years, 13-4, 11-6, 13-4. They do have 11.5 win total. They got a week 7 bye, which I always think is pretty good for teams like the Bills.
That 7-8-9 is a sweet spot.
Yep. You don't want it too late. You certainly don't want it too early, in my opinion. This is interesting. A lot of the guys that they lost have not signed with other teams. So, for give you an example, well, I think Amari Cooper just
signed. Yeah.
Rasul Douglas, I guess that didn't really work out. Von Miller may have gotten signed. Matt Collins did go to the Patriots. Khalil Elam. Why does that sound familiar? He's with the Cowboys now. Was he the guy that was on the Gators, I think?
No, that's Matt.
Oh, Matt Elam. Okay, gotcha. Dewan Smoot and a couple other guys nobody really gives a shit about. Here's who they signed. They got Joey Bosa, paid him $12.5 million. They got Josh Palmer, wide receiver, paid him $10 million. Michael Hooked, edge, $7 million. Don't really know who that is. Can't pretend I do. Larry Ogunjobi, interior defensive lineman, $6.5.
He's an ex-Steeler.
Okay. Tre'Davious White, cornerback. Feel like he was a Bill, then he left, and now he's back. I always liked Tre'Davious White. I think he got injured a couple years ago, which sucked. And Elijah Moore. In the draft, first round, they went Maxwell Hairston, cornerback from Kentucky. Second round, they went TJ Sanders, South Carolina, defensive tackle. Third round, they went defensive end, Landon Jackson, Arkansas. Fourth round, defensive tackle, Deion Walker, Kentucky. All SEC, all defense. And then they went cornerback from Ohio State, Jordan Hancock, not Herbie Hancock. All right.
I mean, that's your first 5 picks are on defense. So that tells you where they know their problems at.
Yep. They're setting a fucking tone. Listen, you can't have Josh Allen going out there and dropping, 30 plus points every game and still losing at times. So we got James Cook coming back. He got paid. Shout out my offensive player of the year. Didn't get it, but never forget Phil Zutley told me not to take him lead the league in rushing touchdowns. Don't forget that. Just kidding. Love you, Phils. Dawson Knox comes back at tight end. Looks like they've got the same 5 offensive linemen, which is always good. Khalil Shakir, I think, may have suffered some sort of injury, although it might be a little bit minor. I'm not doctor, so you guys can do your research on that. Keon Coleman, who they drafted from Florida State. I liked him at Florida State. Hasn't really been all that great yet in his very short career so far. And then, as we mentioned, Josh Palmer. On defense, he got Benford, one of the better guys in the secondary. I think looks like they might be starting that rookie from Kentucky. Bernard and Milano, linebackers, excellent linebacking core. And they've got Russo coming back, Ed Oliver, who I think we all pretty much like. It's funny, the cap wise, they don't have a very expensive defense, which is interesting. Their linebacking core is the 13th most expensive in the NFL, and they have the 8th most expensive offense in the NFL, and that was before the James Cook signing, so that's going to be up there. Greg, before we get into the schedule, what's your overall thoughts coming into this season with the Buffalo Bills?
I mean, they're going to be fantastic. They're going to be like there's no reason not to take them to do anything but win the Super Bowl. Or win the AFC. I feel like as good as they are, I truly just think McDermott has a mental block against Andy Reid. So you can talk about the regular season all you want. Mm-hmm. They'll probably go over all their toughest games are at home, so they lucked out with that. But I mean, he's 0-4 against Reid in the playoffs. Like it's just, I think at this point, Andy Reid, no matter what McDermott does, it turns out to be the wrong decision. Like it's just, I don't know if it's just bad luck or if it's just Andy Reid knows what he's going to do and waits to use it. But I mean, they beat him in the regular season all the time. It's just rinse, repeat. win in the regular season, lose in the postseason. Like, and it's not Josh Allen. I had the stat up, but I had to unplug my other monitor because my computer's dying. That's why I was like yanking on a cord.
That's
but
okay.
Like McDermott, they win in the regular season every year, and then the postseason they just can't get past Kansas City. And I just don't see why this year would be any different. I just what I do really like with them, and I've said this before and I've been wrong, after they lost with 13 seconds left, I actually think next year's their year.
Next year?
You look at all the guys on defense that they got. They're probably going to take some time to get acclimated. In the playoffs, dude, Allen's numbers in the playoffs are insane. Reading through the sharp book, he's 25 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. So it's not him in the playoffs. It's the defense. They can't stop anyone. So I do think those guys are going to take another year. The other thing that's kind of nice is new Highmark Stadium opens next year. So I think it's kind of a bury the football, leave all the bad juju behind, knock it down, build a new one, welcome it with a Super Bowl. So I'm on the Bills. I'll bet them throughout the year, no problem. I think they're going to go over their win total. I think they're absolutely going to win the division. You want to take a shot on Allen to win the MVP? Sure, we hit that last year. But to do anything past Andy Reid is just a really tough ask.
Yeah, good point. I'm curious to know in chat if you guys are on or off of the Bills this season. And again, if you
follow
followed
us, are on them. I really, really, really wanted to bet them to win the Super Bowl, but the more I waited and looked at it, it was just, man, it's tough to take that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, and you've said this, I'll give you credit for being on top of certain coaches who have not panned out. You said I gave Brandon Staley so many chances. You said he was a fucking turd, like from day one. And
it's one of the reasons I want to fade the Saints, but yeah, I know he's not the head coach. So.
Yeah. But you've never really been a McDermott guy. And he it's like he doesn't coach to win. He coaches not to lose. And that defense being a problem, like it's great that they're addressing it personnel wise, but does it have something to do with the scheme and the play calling? I don't know. The issues with the Bills, it does seem to be on one side of the football, but I don't think that can be taken away, or I don't think we can overlook some of the mishaps they had offensively last year too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, the Ravens were a drop away from beating Buffalo in Buffalo. That Mark Andrews touchdown that he dropped, right?
2-point conversion.
2-point conversion, sorry. So the offense really didn't do much late, but the Ravens are a good team. They're a good defense, no doubt about it. Going into Kansas City, I had a really hard time accepting the fact that the Bills were unsuccessful on those 4th down or short yardage conversion attempts with Josh Allen. Do you remember that? They were like running the tush push in the QB sneaks, and they didn't do it successfully.
I mean, that was the one at the end, right? Or not at the end, but it killed the Bills' last drive.
Yeah.
I mean, just not to make it a narrative or like poetry, but wouldn't it be very fitting if the Bills get home field advantage and the last game at Highmark Stadium is losing to Andy Reid? To me that I can't get past that.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point.
I actually might take them to be the 1 seed in the AFC because I could absolutely see that happening.
Phil Zutley with a sub bang. Appreciate you, Phil's 31 months. He says, Matt play today or we riot. Shamway, 27 months. 27 months just for Rays money line. I haven't bet the Rays in a very long time. Thank you very much. But thank you for the subscriptions. We are locking in with Greg and previewing the AFC East. Don't forget, we'll also be on the Pickett happy hour tonight on the Pickett YouTube channel.
What are your thoughts on Coleman?
Well, I have a problem with FSU receivers because I like these guys when I watch them, even going back to like Calvin Benjamin. But they had 2 guys. They had Johnny Wilson, who I think has been on the Eagles, and Keon Coleman. I thought Keon Coleman was a fucking dog. And when I was previewing Florida State, I don't know if you remember this. I know you're not as tapped into college, but they were a really, really trendy team that year with Jordan Travis. Keon Coleman, I believe, Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, or pat me on the back if this is ball knower. I think Keon Coleman transferred from Michigan State. And he was a dog. Like, he's just one of those guys that's like, didn't need separation, kind of George Pickens-ish. You throw it his way, he'll catch it. And he was awesome. I wanted to like him. Even in our fantasy football group chat, like I love taking a shot on rookie wide receivers. Like when CeeDee Lamb came out, like that was my guy. I loved Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson. I went all in. I sniped him as offensive rookie of the year. Like I have a knack for offensive wide receivers, and I wanted to like Keon Coleman, but there was something that when I watched the Bills last year, they're just off. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the chemistry with Josh Allen just not there yet. I don't know if it's the offensive scheme. I don't know what it is, but he could be a guy we don't see coming that ends up having a really big year. So I feel like the stock is, you like him. Okay. So stock is down on Keon Coleman. If there's anybody in here that likes Keon Coleman, I'd be curious to know how you're going to be betting on him, because I think he's a really interesting player. The Bills have to make it work out, because I ranted about this. I posted a video. They traded their pick to let the Chiefs move up to take Xavier Worthy. And I would never, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, if the Chiefs call me on draft day, I'm throwing my phone in the fucking river. Fuck you. Fuck you. I can't believe they made a trade with the Chiefs out of all teams to let them move up and take their guy who was the fastest receiver in the draft. And then the Bills took Keon Coleman. And this is what Bills fans said to me on Twitter when I thought my video. They said, what do you mean? The Bills gained assets while still getting their guy. You better make sure Keon Coleman fucking pans out. That's all I got to tell you.
You just don't want to give the Chiefs an advantage.
Yeah, but again, you want to look like you did the right thing. So you fall back, you get your guy. Your guy has to work out. He can't be like 2-3 years and done. That would just that would not be good. So you got to make him work. Last year, whatever, it wasn't all that great. Had a couple of moments. They felt the need to get other guys. They signed Amari Cooper. It didn't really work out. I'm not writing off Keon Coleman. You like him, so what does that mean? Do you want to bet on him?
That just means I like him from a fantasy perspective. I don't want to go nuts on any of his props, but I just think where he's valued in fantasy is a good spot. So yeah. I should have prefaced that. I'm not taking any futures on him by any means.
I was all in on Coleman out of FSU like you, DGen. Yeah. I want to just acknowledge, everyone sees Keon Coleman coming. Oh, really? Interesting. Well, Tim does listen to a lot of fantasy football podcasts. He's a freak athlete, also played D1 basketball at Michigan State. If you can't create separation in college, what are you going to do in the NFL? I guess. Yeah, I guess that there's some truth to that. All right, let's go through the schedule, Greg, and let's see what you like or what we like. So what we'll do is we'll go 3 to 4 games at a time and tell me what you think the record's going to be. These are the first 3 games of the season. Sunday Night Football at home. The Bills host the Ravens.
Why don't you share screen and put the schedule up?
So for some reason, I have I can't get the sharp book. Like it won't let me select it when I go to share screen.
He blocks it. You can't copy and paste from it either.
Oh. Yeah, so why don't you just look at
Google their schedule?
Should I do that?
ESPN has it. I think it's better than just reading them off, because I feel like when you guys read them off, as soon as you say the last team, I already forgot it. It just kind of helps to paint the picture. You know what I mean? While you do that, actually, I'm going to pull a DJ and go piss.
Like one of my fucking dick on an airplane Snapchats. Agreed, Greg. Visualize. All right. Jesus. Well, fucking now you tell me. Greg, executive producer. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I was going to Google it. Buffalo Bills ESPN schedule. I can't even imagine what it's like having a fucking producer on a stream where you could just be like, hey, do you mind pulling the Bills schedule up? And somebody does it, you know? Maybe I'd be able to fucking use my right wrist if that wasn't the case. It'd be nice, huh? Be really nice. Boy can dream. All right. Is this what you guys want me to do? This looks good, I think. Yeah. Or NFL.com. You like this? Like that? Magnifying glass. Thielen back to Minnesota. Yeah, I don't understand. Listen, fucking all these Vikings fans, steak and beef, they're thrilled about Carson Wentz. They're thrilled about Adam Thielen. What are we doing here? You guys are just acquiring a bunch of fucking old white guys? Yeah, I might have to add a unit to fading Minnesota. I'll tell you that. Greg, is this helpful?
I think so. I mean, what's the chat think?
I didn't know if there was another
That's all you really need to see is where they're at, when they get their bye, home or away, like prime time.
Okay. Yeah. Hire an intern producer. Yeah, we'll get there. Uh-oh. Did my mouse just die? No, we're good. Yes, helpful for sure. Okay. Baltimore at home, at New York, playing the Jets, home against Miami. I mean, 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that whole first section before the bye, it's tough to see more than one loss in that Ravens game as the opener.
So they have 3 straight home games after that, or 4 or 5 at home to start the year. They got Miami. That's a Thursday night game, so that's short. But their schedule is very favorable. They don't travel much. They go to MetLife in New Jersey, back home to play Miami on a short week. Then you play the Saints at home, followed by the Patriots at home, then at Atlanta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 games. What are we thinking there? 5-1 going into the bye week?
Yeah. I don't see how you see anything different. Actually, one thing I do want to mention on this, I want to kind of monitor it this year, but teams going into Thursday night, I think there could be some value there, especially if you're playing a divisional opponent on the road before you go into a short week. Could be a nice look.
Say that again.
Teams, so on Sunday they play at New York in week 2, right?
Yeah.
And then they have, and I know it's another divisional game, but then they have a short week. So I think there could be some over preparation the week ahead of time because you got to get ready on a short week. And I think there could be value on the Jets in that spot.
Understood.
Not necessarily I like the Jets in that game. I'm just saying overall throughout the season, that's something I want to kind of monitor this year.
Got it. So sometimes people like to fade teams playing on that Thursday because it was a short week. You're saying fade them the week before because they got
the
that
week
Thursday
ahead.
game.
Just monitor it. Not even necessarily blanket fade, but just see how they do.
I love monitoring shit. I really do. I'm always
especially in that spot where it's a divisional opponent on the road.
All right, let's go after the bye week. They open up Sunday, October 27th, week 8 at Carolina. Then they got home to Kansas City, on the road to Miami, home against Tampa Bay. I mean, that's not listen, it starts very soft, but that's not the easiest 4-game stretch right there. Their toughest opponents they get at home. They get the Bucs and the Chiefs at home. So,
and the Ravens.
Yeah. I'm right. They're getting all their hard games at home. They get the Eagles at home. They get the Bengals at home. So the schedule makers are doing whatever they can to make this as easy as possible for the Bills. But what do you got in that 4-game stretch right there?
They play great against Kansas City in the regular season, so maybe they lose one of those.
Okay. 3-1. 3-1. And in November, you get out of Buffalo, you go play Miami, home against Tampa. You're getting Tampa in a chillier game, maybe. I'm not going to be freezing.
It's November. It's not that bad.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, so as of right now, after week 11, we've got them. Let's see, we had them 5-1, and then we got them 3-1. So we basically have them 8-2. These are some tricky games, Greg. So after the Bucs, they play the Texans Thursday night again. Short week.
You got to travel. That's a spot they could lose that game.
Then you got Pittsburgh after that, home against the Bengals, and then on the road to New England. I mean, that's a tricky stretch right there.
I don't think so because the Steelers are getting 3 extra days of rest. You get the Bengals at home, so they could that if they do hit a sluggish spot, it's probably that week 11 to week 14, and then they run the table afterwards.
Got it. Well, that's what I'm saying. That stretch is tricky. So you agree because that could be where they. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but like if you want to target the Bills on fading, like maybe ATS or something. Short week to Houston. You're right though; they do get 3 extra days before they play Pittsburgh, and that's going to be a tough defense. It won't be easy, but they're going to have Joe Burrow the next week right at home, and then you got to go play New England. It's a divisional game. Hopefully, New England's not out of it there if you want a good game. But we had them at 8-2, and then after that 4-game stretch, what do you think? Another 3-1, or do you want to be a little, I don't know, more so on
when you got the Eagles in there, you on the road and the Patriots, they're heavily juiced at the highest win total in the NFL. It tells you a lot. Like, okay, I don't see it. There's no way I would fade the Bills, I guess, at 11.5, even with heavy juice.
So at Houston, at Pittsburgh, at Pittsburgh, home against Cincinnati, at New England, another 3-1.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that's 11-3. And then they end the year at Cleveland, home against the Eagles and the Jets. I'm assuming we'll go 2-1 there. So we're basically saying they're going to be 13-4.
That feels right.
All right, 13-4. Joking, by the way, it's an easy schedule for sure. Yeah. Maybe the Panthers covering another spot to monitor. How do you not look ahead to KC during that bye week? Oh, that's a good point.
It's not a bad look. I wanted to make that a map play, and we don't have to get into the map right now. But if you look at the Panthers schedule, they open incredibly easy. Like their first, what was that, week 8? Their first 7 games are all very winnable, and I think the Panthers could be very overvalued by that week 8 spot.
Oh, well, then that's not good. We don't want to bet on the Panthers.
That's exactly my point. That's why I laid off. But Tim's 100% right. You look at it,
got it.
You're coming out of a bye. Throughout the bye week, are you thinking about the Carolina Panthers, or are you thinking about the Chiefs? Like, you're thinking about the Chiefs. You're thinking about the Chiefs right now.
Right. But if you're a good coach, you're not going to let your team slip up in Carolina, especially if Carolina starts out with a soft schedule and has a decent record.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I'm laying off. But I do agree with him. It's you look at it and it's, how do you not sleep on the Panthers before the Chiefs?
Right. Okay, understood. All right, let's go back to the preview. So that's what we got for the Bills. Let's see. So that's Buffalo. What's next? M, Miami, N, New England, N, the Jets, LM, N, OP. We got the Miami Dolphins next.
Great breakdown.
You like how I worked that out?
Yeah.
All right. So, what to do with these fucking Dolphins, man? I just don't know. If you guys watched the DGen Film Room last year, I'll be doing more of those, by the way, more breakdowns of teams and coaches, etc. But Mike McDaniel, I mean, this guy is he's just baffling. Some of the play calls and decision making, which is something that he's known for being good at doing. I think he really got exposed last year for not being so good. And I know he's got his backup quarterback in there from time to time, and it's never easy, but like even a LaFleur can go out there and win games with Malik Willis. You should be able to do so with weapons and an offensive mind. If you're Mike McDaniel, he still cannot. So he's been there 3 years. Offensive coordinator Frank Smith. Anthony Weaver is a new defensive coordinator. He was there last year. It was his first full season. I think the Dolphins, according to Sharp's book, they had an 8.5 win total. They might have a 7.5 win total now. Again, I just want to remind people, and I'll make a tweet about it later because I'm curious to hear people's thoughts. I think the Miami Dolphins are the team that nobody likes this year. And again, it's not the same as the Saints because there's trash where everybody says that's trash. Like, we're not going to, what do you do with trash? But there's a team like Miami where it's like, well, you got Tua, you got guys, you got this, you got that. Maybe there's 50-50, maybe there's 60-40. It is like 10 out of 10. Nobody wants the Miami Dolphins this year. Always something to keep in mind. We'll talk about that a little bit later. A couple of the guys they lost. No Kendall Fuller. No Calais Campbell. Javon Holland's gone. He's with the Giants. They've lost Robert Jones. He was a guard. He went to the Cowboys. Deshaun Hand, Jordan Poyer. A bunch of other players too, but I don't really know that anybody gives a shit about him. Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert. That didn't work out. Tyler Huntley. They signed James Daniels, right guard, for $8 million. Zach Wilson, quarterback, for $6 million. Ifeatu Melifonwu, cornerback, $3 million. Nick Westbrook, Ekine, $3 million. Ashton Davis, Larry Borum.
And you're leaving off the big one, but they lost Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey for Minka.
Thank you for
bringing that up. Sharp's book wasn't up to date with that.
Yep. So gone is Jonnu Smith. Gone is Jalen Ramsey. They get back Minka, and that's it, right? They traded 2 players. They got a player back in like a draft pick.
But Jonnu Smith was their second leading wide receiver last year. That's
he
a big deal.
Awesome. So weird that they let him go. I don't understand that at all. This is what they did in the draft. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan, 13th overall pick. Pranav, anybody in here? Michigan guys? I don't know. Special K.
I mean, their D line's great. Their D line is great. They just signed Judon. That's another one that wasn't updated in the book. So their defensive line is going to be fantastic, but their secondary is really bad.
They have Jalen Phillips coming back. Linebacker, I believe, Jordan Brooks. They have Storm Duck. Is that who their cornerback is with that funny name? I mean, it's so interesting. It's like on paper, you look at the Dolphins and they should be good, and then they're not. So you just have to wonder: is it like the talent is overvalued, or is it coaching? I tend to believe that it's coaching.
It's coaching, and their offensive line is very bad.
Yeah.
And you have a quarterback that has a glass brain.
So they also drafted a defensive tackle from Maryland, Jordan Phillips, and a guard, Jonah Savalinaya from Arizona in the second round. Don't sleep on Ollie Gordon, 6th-round draft pick out of Oklahoma State. I have no idea how that guy fell so far. And they got Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers, backup quarterback in the that's in the room there. This is their depth chart. So they got Tua at quarterback, Achan, who's a running back that I feel like we all want to keep liking and buying into. Kind of disappointing. I did take him last year to lead the league in rushing. Obviously, that shit didn't hit.
It's just tough to back one of the running backs as bad as the O-line is.
Yep. They do have Jalen Wright, who they drafted, I believe, from Tennessee, another speedster, and they got Tyreek Hill. They've got Jaden Waddle. The Westbrook Akeem guy, I think, might be their wide receiver 3, or is it going to be Washington? I'm not sure who that is. And I
think he's a guy they just drafted. He's been getting a little bit of buzz on Twitter.
Is that who it is? Interesting. I don't see it on their draft sheet unless it was undrafted or something. Their offensive line, the starting projected depth chart, according to Sharp's book, has this second-round pick starting at right guard.
They have to. The offensive line's terrible.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Their left tackle and left guard are new. Maybe they got in last year. Defense, though, I think I went through it already, but yeah, we all know Jalen Phillips. He's kind of a sexy name. People like him. Chop Robinson, they drafted him from Penn State, I think a year or two ago. So can you, what's the official win total? Do you have it up? If you've got FanDuel up, can you tell me what it is? Because again, Sharp says it's 8.5. I think the last time I saw it was 7.5.
I think they're in between, like depending how much juice you want to spend. So over 7.5 is even, -110. Over 8.5 is +165.
Let's see what Drew Barron has to say. Drew, longtime follower. Drew, appreciate the support as always. You are watching in Twitter. We'd appreciate it if you came to Twitch or YouTube, but that's okay. I'm not going to harp your ass right now. Lifelong Fins fan. Trust me when I say they are mired in mediocrity with awful ownership and GM. They will forever be stuck between 5 and 10 wins with no hope of ever winning a playoff game. Well, 5 to 10 is a pretty big range. If you win 10 games, that's a massive success. But I hear what you're saying. It's the same story every year. They either start hot and fade or start slow and finish hot, finishing with 7 to 8 wins either way. Yeah. Washington is a second-year guy. Royal, what's up, man? Good to see you. Okay.
You want my take on the Dolphins?
That was going to be my next question. I would love your take on the Dolphins.
This happened to us when Matt Rule was a coach in Carolina. I was not fading them, but I'm fairly certain it happened to the Raiders when Antonio Pierce came in and I forget who, Josh McDaniels got fired.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Dolphins are a situation where Mike McDaniels gets fired and they go over their win total.
You sandbagging son of a bitch. Greg, I love when you say this weird shit that I don't hear anybody else thinking of. That makes so much fucking sense.
Doesn't it make sense? I think, and truly, I don't think he's bad. I think he'll, whenever he gets fired, because it's happening, he'll be a very good offensive coordinator somewhere. You can just see him, and he's such an analytical guy that he's overthinking everything to the nth degree. And he's making really simple, it's 3rd and 1, just run it right there. And he's doing like a sweep. Like he's overthinking everything so bad because things are just not going his way. And he's so desperate that he's trying to be a magician instead of like, this is a situation, this is a play. Like keep it simple. There's no keep it simple in the Dolphins. So I do think they're going to have to move on from him this year. I'd like him to be first coach fired, but I cannot find that line anywhere in New York or New Jersey. So I might have to go to offshore for it.
I'm looking right now.
I mean, what? He's been there 4 years. Your claim to fame was that embarrassing road playoff game against the Chiefs. That was your high watermark. That's tough.
Fuck, I don't see it.
Bet online, yeah, it's not on any of the major.
I don't see it, Crutch.
Sports.
He's the favorite to be for
favorite. I thought he was second favorite behind Dabble.
4 to 1. Oh, he's 2 to 1.
2 to 1's awful. I wouldn't take that.
No, I wouldn't take that either. But dude, I see it, man. I see the vision.
That's it. So I also will be fading Tyreek Hill. I think he's such a speedster type guy that he's lost a step, and when that happens, it all falls down. See Cooper Kupp. Like when you're that type of player, you don't have any other attributes you can really rely on.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a guy that takes a big step back this year.
Well, he's 31. The overall vibe of Tyreek Hill right now with the Dolphins is very strange. Anything you see from him is he almost seems like he wants to be traded, but he's not asking to be traded. Isn't he
Because
like
he knows no one
chirping?
will give him the kind of money that he's getting there. And he's
Right.
got a lot of child support to pay.
Yeah. Crazy. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not better. He's absolutely better than Cooper Kupp, but I just mean Cooper Kupp was phenomenal, and then he lost his step and he
Right.
fell off big time.
Oh, that one.
And I'm not saying he has lost a step. I think this is a year where it happens.
Yeah, I heard that Ryder Cup announced at 11 a.m. We're going to get BK on tomorrow. BK usually comes on Wednesday. There's no golf to talk about under NFL. Oh, is it? Okay, thank you very much. Isn't there a stat where Tua has never beat a team over 500 along with shit and cold weather? Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you pull up their schedule, I believe they have several really tough cold road games.
I do actually kind of see what Derby Chad's saying. I don't know for sure if we think he's lost a step. He lacked in production last year, I think, but wasn't he injured at some point in the season, or like Tua wasn't in there and maybe that had something to do with it, or am I wrong?
No, he has not lost his step. That is Greg's thought process that this is
Oh, I see. I understand.
Yeah, I'm not saying he has by any means, but you're seeing the production start to fall off. You're seeing the motivation fall off.
Yep.
They have a tough year, and he strikes me as a guy that would absolutely quit on his team.
Yep. Okay, I'm with you. I have one take on the Dolphins, and that is, I've talked about this before, and I always want to make it clear. It should never talk you off of a wager. I fucked up many times in the past, falling in love with the Detroit Lions last year when Ben Johnson decided to come back, and I got spooked off of their win total or anything because everybody was on them. Same shit with the Eagles. Everybody's on the Eagles to win the division. They win the fucking division. That shit happens all the time. But it concerns me a little bit more when everybody is off of a team. That's when it scares me. A team that still might have a little bit in the tank. Again, not like necessarily the New Orleans Saints, but I cannot find anyone that says a good thing about the Miami Dolphins. And everybody you look or where they stand on over under their win total, it's going to be under. So I'm a little bit nervous in that sense. Greg, let's go through this schedule. They have a week 12 bye.
Pull it up.
Fill it up. All right, here we go. They open at Indianapolis. I think this is you couldn't ask for a better open. Well, I guess that's stupid. Yeah, you could. But if you're going to play the fucking Colts, Greg, in the season, I guess this is what I mean. You want it week 1, don't you think? You want Daniel Jones week 1, first game in another uniform in a new stadium with new fans who actually have a little bit of hope and optimism. You know what I think? I think the Miami Dolphins actually take a shit right on his forehead.
You think?
Kind of.
Yeah. I do like the Colts this year. And I shouldn't say I really like the Colts this year, but I'm not cold on the Colts by any means.
I'm cold on Daniel Jones.
No argument.
Anyways, I think that's a win for the Dolphins. That's kind of what I'm getting at. That's a win for them. I'm sorry. I don't know why I got so animated. New England at home. That's going to be a tough game. I wonder what the spreads there is there.
That's a game I like the Dolphins, actually. With looking at preseason expectations, who's not taking the Patriots week 2? And the Patriots, even in the Brady era, they struggle when they go to Miami, especially early in the year when it's super hot and super humid.
Oh my God, I can see it now. Is Pranav in here? Get your ass in here, Pranav.
He's going to shut down that office space he blocked off for us.
This is what I love.
Just a simple yes is like.
This is what I love. Actually, he could take this because I'm all on the Michigan Wolverines this year. I like the Raiders in week 1. Dude, hear me out. The Raiders beat the Patriots in week 1, and everybody thinks the Patriots bounce back against Miami. Patriots to start 0-2.
Yeah.
Don't make me quote Billy Madison. All right, look. We kind of aligned there. Already we aligned. You like the Dolphins in week 2 at home against the Patriots. I see the vision. I like the vision. I'm with the vision. Okay, let's keep moving. What do you have them beating the Colts? Yes or no? I think it's a 1.5 point.
I can see the Colts winning that. I don't really have an opinion on it right now.
Okay. At Buffalo, I think we're going to say they lose that game on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then home against the New York Jets. I think the Jets are going to be terrible. So I'm going to give them a win here, but I think it's going to be
They get 4 extra days to prepare coming off a Thursday. So that sets up nicely, and at home.
Great point. Great point.
Terrible Monday night game. If you're looking to do something with your wife or significant other during the season, target week 4 Monday night.
It's Valentine's Day in fall. That's what you can tell your wife. Take her out for a nice fucking seafood dinner. All right, I'll tell you right now. The Miami Dolphins could start the year 3-1. Could. Not saying they're going to. Could. Let's say you have 2-2 though. I'll get you say 2-2. At Carolina, home against the Chargers, and then this is pretty tough. 3 road games in 4 weeks. At Cleveland, weird place for Miami to play, but it's not the winter. At Atlanta. So again, at Carolina, home against the Chargers, at Cleveland, at Atlanta. What do you think, Greg?
I think this is where it can start to get dicey, and this is where you start to lose games that people think you win. And this is where, if I think Mike McDaniels gets fired, it happens.
So this game at Carolina. Like, I don't think Carolina's going to be very good, but I don't think they're going to be very bad either. Like, I don't think they're going to be an easy out. This could be a tricky game. And you want me to tell you why? You didn't point this out, which this is kind of your bread and butter. So I'm sorry for stealing your snack here.
My bread and butter comes with the Dolphins in a couple weeks.
Okay. Well, hear me out here. They just played 3 straight divisional games. Monday Night Football is the 3rd and final one of that stretch on ESPN. The following week, they go to Carolina. Tricky. No?
Can you see this?
I mean, that's a lot of
Do you see where my finger is though?
Your finger, no, move. Yeah, right there. Hold on, stop. Wait, you just moved it up a little bit. Hold on, stop. Dolphins, week 6, Panthers.
That's a 5. I did have that as a map play.
You just said you had them a little bit later in the season.
I'm a little rusty.
That's all right. That's all right. That's a map play.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the first map play.
Yeah. I was thinking it was later in the year because they play a lot of winter games on the road.
If you didn't have that shit written down, I would have thought you stole my fucking thunder. You're so lucky you had your notebook.
I get my GRP.
Wow. Greg, bang. 1 p.m. versus Chargers is winnable. Yep, we'll talk about that. Not losing to Carolina or the Browns. Hold on, we'll talk about that. I love it. So again, at Indianapolis to open the season, I think they can win that game. Then you got the Patriots, the Bills, and the Jets on prime time. After that, you go to Carolina. I think Carolina is going to take advantage of that defense. Also, put it on my fucking card. The Panthers to have the highest scoring team that week. Yep. Okay. All right. So I have them at 3-2. You have them at 2-3. Then they play the Chargers at home. I don't think the Chargers are very good, but I do kind of see the Chargers winning that game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 3-3 for me. You going to say a loss there?
I think that's what I mean. I think this is where the season starts to fall off the rails.
Okay. So you say they're 2-4. And then the axe for Mike McDaniel, Greg, would come at Cleveland and losing to Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders and being 2-5. Do you agree?
How bad is Kenny Pickett that from that quarterback room, he's the one that got cut?
Awful.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
He's on the Chargers now. Doesn't mean anything, but he found a home, so I'm happy for him.
You said it like it meant something. I was like, what do we like there?
I don't want to root against the guy, but it does make me feel, I don't know. It doesn't make me feel anything. It makes me feel hollow inside that the Steelers put a first-round draft pick on him.
All right, so you have them losing. I like Cleveland this year too. I'm going to be on their over 5.5 wins. You think the Dolphins lose to the Panthers? Shit-ass defense. What are we talking about here? Do I think the Dolphins lose to the Panthers? What's wrong with that? The Dolphins are fucking. Who are they?
Comparable teams.
Who are they? Attempts? Who are they? Nothing personal, by the way. I like attempts.
Kenny Pickett's on the Raiders. Doesn't matter. There's no point. We spent too much time. But bring the schedule back up because I do. I don't.
Tim likes the Dolphins. All right, we'll pull the schedule back up. You say 2-5. Listen, I'll tell you right now.
Now we're looking at it. If the Dolphins start decent, which I think they could, Tim's probably right. Firing McDaniels during the season is tough to do if you're 4-4 and you're the Dolphins.
Well, the biggest thing is if they start 3-1, it's that bet is
he
done.
bought himself through the bye. Yeah.
If that bet is done, you're fucked. But if they're 2-2, they lose to Carolina, they lose to Chargers, they lose to Cleveland, they're 2-5. You got hella life. Hella.
Yeah, I mean you're saying everybody's on this team under. I think if anything, I would take the over, but I do think it comes in right around that 7 or 8 mark, and I'm not taking it one way or the other. But I can look at this schedule with the Dolphins and absolutely find 8 wins.
Well, I'll tell you right now, this stretch is brutal. I don't know that there's a more difficult stretch in the NFL. They get all the games at home, which is interesting.
It doesn't necessarily get worse. But I mean, so you're talking Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington, I think is an international game. Yeah, it's at 9:30 in the morning. So that's tough. Then you get a bye after that. But look at their schedule after they come back, because it's in New York in December, in Pittsburgh in December, in New England in December or January probably. That's 3 really tough games. And your ones at home are the Bengals and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? As much as I'd love to be a contrarian and try to buy a team that nobody's on and look like the smartest guy in the room, I can't do it with that schedule. I can't.
Yeah, I do think McDaniel gets fired, but it's probably not early. So looking at how the schedule sets up, that's a tough look.
Yep, schedule gets harder end of October. Yeah, that's not good. Because even with these easier teams, I still think that's a tough spot to go play Carolina. Sorry, after 3 straight divisional games, that's really hard.
It is.
And then the Chargers at home, it's great that you don't have to travel to the West Coast and play them, and you get them at home. I'm not big on the Chargers. I think that's a 50-50 game. I just don't know that I like the matchup. Like the type of team the Chargers are, I don't think bodes well for a team like the Dolphins are. And then Cleveland, I don't know. Cleveland's just weird. They don't have a good defense. It's the dog pound. Do you really think the fucking turquoise uniforms and Tua are gonna fare well in Cleveland? I don't know. Maybe. I think they're gonna beat Atlanta. I'm not that high on Atlanta. I know fucking Stakes got them every which way. Fucking loser. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even tell you how many wins I think the Dolphins have this year. But
it's right around 7 or 8.
Yeah, I at best.
But I think it's a 7 or 8 that starts off really well and tails off. And
here is how the Dolphins can go over their win total. I'm going to tell you right now. Even if they lose to Carolina, okay, that puts them, in my mind, that puts them at 3-2. Okay, they have to win Chargers at home or Cleveland on the road, and they can do that, right? So that puts them at 4-3. They're going to beat Atlanta in Atlanta. Sorry, Falcons fans, earmuffs. 5-3. Then you have to go 1-2 in the stretch of Ravens, Bills, Commanders. That's puts you at 6-5. Okay.
Yeah, maybe they could win one of those.
I know. This is all about maybes. Okay.
Okay.
You get the bye. You come home. You play the Saints. 7-5. You beat the Saints. Listen, you're going to tell me they can't go to New York and beat New York? The Jets fucking stink. I got them under 4.5 wins, 2-1. They fucking stink. Hear me out for a second. Let's just say they go 1-1 at New York and at Pittsburgh. Okay. So they're 8-6.
With both of those being in December, that's a tough look.
I know, Greg. I'm just being optimistic.
Okay, continue.
Glass half full.
This is your stage.
Glass half full. I'm not giving you maybes. I'm giving you, if I was a fucking salesman for the Miami Dolphins, this is me selling you. You're 8-5. You got 3 more games. No.
Their win total 7.5.
Hold on. Where was I?
Steelers, Jets. Jets, Steelers.
Okay, wait. Oh, I was 8-6. 8. Yeah, 8-6, 3 more games. Cincinnati at home, Bucks at home, at New England. Hear me out. You're 8-6. Hear me out. Either the Bengals or the Bucks bust. It's late in the year and their season's over. 9.
Why are you trying to get them to 9?
I'm not trying to get him to 9. I'm looking glass half full.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
I see where you're
saying.
at. Yeah.
The Dolphins can beat the Bengals or the Bucks back-to-back weeks at home if one of those teams busts and things are
And then lose to
spiraling.
the Patriots.
Talk about a coach getting fired. How about maybe Zach Taylor getting fired? Nobody's really talking about that. You got Burrow, you got Chase.
He's been there. I feel like he's been there too long, and
so what?
he's the guy they would fire in the offseason.
Look at this. Look at this. That's right. That's right. You're buying what I'm selling. Thank you very much. Makes me want to contact ticket office for playoff tickets now. Thank you very much. That's what I'm fucking saying. Thank you. I just sold the shit out of you on the Dolphins, which nobody has done this entire offseason.
I'm off of them. I agree.
I know you are. I'm talking to the 150 other fucking people that are listening to us for some fucking reason. Steak wouldn't give us maybes. Scam Young on team. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Anyways, we got 2 more teams, Greg. And then we'll wrap it up here. Next team. We got the New England. Wait, what comes first? New England, New York. New England. Clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? Oh, I can never remember this. All right, we got the New England Patriots. Can you please tell me what their win total is? I'm seeing 7.5 in Sharp's book. And then we'll go over their roster.
They went up to 8.5, and it is juiced.
So 7.5 to 8.5. Everybody. I'm not going to say everybody's on the Patriots, but a lot of people like the Patriots this year. Okay. Save a horse, ride a dolphin.
Okay. So over 8.5. Oh, no, it's not that juice. Sorry. Over 8.5 is plus 110. Under 8.5 is minus 130.
Okay. So that makes sense. If it was 7.5, it got moved up. The under's still a bit of a premium, but the line did move. That's big for a win total market. Patriots lost a lot of guys, but they got a whole new regime. So losing guys ain't really bad.
They had some nice signings on defense.
Yep. Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, Terrell Williams, defensive coordinator. Big Vrabel guy. Love Vrabel. But you know what? Time in Tennessee ran out. I have no problem with them moving on. But he did what he could. I mean, keep in mind, this guy had Ryan fucking Tannehill, and he was making playoff runs, beating the Ravens.
Yeah.
Like Tannehill throwing 8 passes. Like, give me a break. And Derrick Henry, obviously. I'm not even going to tell you they lost. They lost a lot of people. Here's who they got. Okay. They signed Milton Williams, interior defensive lineman, $26 million. They signed Stephon Diggs, wide receiver, $21 million. Carlton Davis, cornerback. Now, listen, the Bucs drafted him out of Auburn. I'm hot and cold on this guy. Sometimes he looks great. Sometimes Tyreek Hill will catch fucking 200 yards receiving on him in the first half. Good. $18 million, too much, but fine. Harold Landry, edge player, $4.5 million. Robert Spillane, love this signing. Love it. Former Steeler, was on the Raiders. This is the kind of guy you want to go to battle with. I like Robert Spillane.
This is a guy that you could not find, in my opinion, a more perfect linebacker for Mike Vrabel than him.
Couldn't agree more.
And I even respected. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to keep quiet. I don't really have a ton of name recognition. I love this guy with Vrabel.
Love him. Maybe defensive player of the year.
No, what?
Defensive player of the year?
No, absolutely not. Okay. But he's going to be a great character guy, and he's going to be a great team player.
Yeah. Morgan Moses, right tackle. Matt Collins, Josh Dobbs for the backup. This is the draft for the New England Patriots. Offensive tackle Will Campbell, 4th overall out of LSU. Seems like a good dude.
He cried. You remember that when he got picked? He cried. It was very emotional. It made you root for him right away.
Don't a lot of people cry when they get?
Yeah, but he was just talking to the reporter and just tearing up, and it's sweet.
Seems like a great guy. He really does. Seems like a great guy. I love the draft pick. I think he's gonna have a good career. Smart move by the New England Patriots. Travion Henderson, 2nd round, 38th pick. The guy looks amazing. Probably going to pan out very well. Good. I can't believe he fell either. Kyle Williams, wide receiver from looks like Washington or Washington State. Jared Wilson, center out of Georgia. And they actually had a lot of draft picks. So, anyways, go to their roster real quick. They have Drake May. I'll be honest, I didn't think Drake May was going to be a very good quarterback coming out of North Carolina, but so far, I will admit I'm wrong. I think he looks pretty good. Jury's still out though. Okay, jury's still out. Hunter Henry, the tight end. They've got Cole Strange. It's their left guard. I think I just saw he retired.
Oh, did he?
I don't know if anybody saw that. Did Cole Strange retire or did they release him or something like that? Bradbury at center. Wasn't he on the Vikings? Morgan Moses, as we mentioned, they just signed him. So they have a new signing at right tackle and a rookie at left tackle. Demario Douglas, wide receiver. Diggs, Matt Collins. Do those weapons really make it move for people? Hunter Henry, Demario Douglas, Mac Hollins, and Stephon Diggs. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Diggs guy at this point in his career, but you're right.
Who is Efton Chisholm? Why does that sound familiar? Ramondre Stevenson, fine player, and they have Kendrick Bourne. I don't know what happened to fucking Jalen Polk. This is the thing about these offseason videos sometimes of practice. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was these videos coming out of Jalen Polk catching all these passes from Drake May in his rookie year. Everybody was like, oh, draft Jalen Polk, draft Jalen Polk. This guy fucking sucked. All right, he didn't do shit. So I don't even know if he's on the team anymore. The win total right now for the New England Patriots is 8.5. You got a new coaching staff. You have a second-year quarterback. You got all these new weapons that aren't really scaring me. But let's look at the defense because the defense should be much improved. You got Duggar at strong safety.
Very much improved.
You got Duggar at strong safety. You got Jabril Peppers, who I liked coming out of Michigan. I think he got drafted by the Browns. I like him. You got Christian Gonzalez, who's one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. Absolute dog. Barmore, defensive lineman. He's awesome. Landry, as I mentioned, on the edge, and then they signed Milton Williams, paid him a fuck ton of money, the most expensive offseason acquisition. And they got new linebackers, headlined by Robert Spillane. So a lot of new pieces. New pieces don't always necessarily work out overnight in year one. That's all I'm saying. I think we need to pump the brakes on the New England Patriots. But I don't necessarily think they're going to be a team that's going to go out there and not be competitive. I just want to make that very clear. But I'm not betting money on this team's over. Greg, what are your thoughts on the Patriots? And then we'll go into their schedule.
Honestly, I think I'm trying to find it, and I haven't seen it. If anyone knows where I could find it, I think they land exactly at 8 wins.
Well, I guess we'll see how they come to that. They got a very easy schedule.
So a second easiest schedule in the NFL, yeah.
Okay. Crutch says Pat's fan here. They will be under 8.5. I would like them to get 7 and 8 wins to have a successful year as long as they're competitive in their losses. Yep.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, IR season ending injury. I thought he got cut. Sorry about that to Jalen Polk. I hope he gets better. Diggs, decent veteran. Kyle Williams, fantasy sleeper though. There's nothing funnier than a fucking. Wait, you're not a Pats fan, are you, Phils? You're a Eagles fan? I thought you were a Pats fan. Kyle Williams, fantasy sleeper?
He is getting a little bit of buzz. I actually picked him up in our league. Somebody had him on the bench, or somebody cut him.
Bet you fucking did. Yeah.
We'll see. I want a little piece in case they're good. It'll be fun if they're good.
Greg's actually a really good fantasy football player. Last year was the first year in like 6 years he didn't make the playoffs. Woody Marks. I like Woody Marks. I tried to draft him in our league and I didn't get him.
I got him.
You got him?
Yeah.
You bitch. Javon Kyle Williams get 1,000 yards. No fucking way. Does he really? Damn. By the way, on the Miami Dolphins note, I have heard that Javon likes Jalen Waddle this year. I think that's a pretty interesting look.
I like that look.
I like Jaden Waddle. I'm a Jaden Waddle guy. I got a lot of shit for him. When he came out of Alabama, I had him on my fantasy team, and guys in our league were like, oh, why would you take a shot on Waddle? Tua sucks, blah, 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 this and that, injury. I don't know. I like Waddle, but I think that's a pretty interesting take. I hope he's right. And I guess that's a way to fade Tyreek too at the same time. Buy stock and Waddle. All right, let's go through this. Yeah. Let's go through the schedule. Full screen, entire screen, and we are going to go to the New England Patriots. Okay, schedule. By the way, chat, real quick, let me just do this so I don't forget. Make sure you join us on happy hour tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to play Stump the Snowman. Snowman's going to be joining us. Looking forward to that. Snowman is an encyclopedia, as we mentioned. He knows a lot about all things, all sports. I asked him what his favorite I asked him what his favorite sport is, or a couple of favorites. So we'll find that out for him from him. But Steak and I are going to come up with some questions, try to stump him. And whoever loses has to give someone in the chat $50. And then we have to give Snowman $50. So it's going to cost us $100. And tomorrow, are we doing the Discord fantasy draft? Yes, I believe that's at 7:00. There's a link, by the way, to the Pickett YouTube channel. Make sure you go click that in the Twitch chat. All right, let's go through the Patriots schedule. Greg says he's got them winning exactly 8 games. You open up with Vegas at home. I like the Raiders. That's going to be my week 1 POD. You got the Patriots winning?
I do think I think it goes reverse. I think the Patriots win that one and then lose to the Dolphins.
Okay. Home against your Steelers.
I think you look at those first 4 games and you see 2-2.
Okay. 2-2. Then you've got 3 games on the road. That's not easy. At Buffalo, at New Orleans, at Tennessee. What do you got there?
I mean, it's the game at Buffalo is probably a loss. The game at New Orleans is probably a win. Tennessee could be a bit of a wild card.
Tennessee could be a wild card. You know, I think that's going to be the game everybody takes the Titans and they get burned.
Takes the Titans. That will be Vrabel revenge.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah.
Hot shit. All right. I didn't even think
Yeah,
about
I'd
that.
say 2-1 through there for that Vrabel revenge spot.
All right. So you have them at 4-3. Then they got Cleveland and Atlanta at home. Should beat both those teams.
Yeah.
So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What do you have? You have 2-1, 2-2. So that's 4-3. Now you have 6-3.
I need to get you one of those little umpire counters. You know what I'm talking about? So you can just click as you go through.
Yeah. At the Bucks, home against the Jets. At the Bengals, home against the Giants. Week 14 bye, by the way. That's not good.
That's rough. That's especially with a young team and a new coach, having a bye late is tough. Because you need that time to like reorient, and you don't get it for till what, mid-December.
They're gonna lose to the Bucks. They're gonna lose.
Yeah, the Bucks are actually coming off of a bye that week.
The Jets aren't going to be a loss to every team they play on their schedule. So let's say they go 1-3 here. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So 7-6. And then you got them winning one more game in this last 4. Buffalo at home, at the Ravens, at the Jets, Miami at home.
Yeah, Miami or the Jets, they absolutely can win one of those games.
And then they lose to the Ravens and the Bills.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have the Patriots going 8-9.
I think that's right where they land. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Last stop on this train.
You're big on fading the Jets, so I want to hear this. Yeah. I'm laying off of them, but.
Okay. Well, initially I wanted to buy the Jets. I like what the Jets are doing. I like their future, but I don't like it this year.
Don't like the present.
I watched 2 of their preseason games. Yeah, I lost some money on them against the Giants, and no, that is not factoring into my decision. Fuck is this team? Forgot about New Orleans, New York Giants. Here we go. New York Jets. So can you pull up their betting lines for me, please?
Of course.
The New York Jets. You love the win totals this year? Oh no, it's DGen's Christmas. Morikawa's on Team USA. You got to be fucking kidding me. Patriots and Bills both 4-0 going into week 5 would be awesome, but unlikely. Yeah.
They're not sweeping the Bills.
No.
They're not sweeping the Bills. No. Be realistic.
All right. What's the win total you see right now, Greg?
Over 5.5 is -145. Under 5.5 is +125.
Yeah. So I took I took under 4.5, 2-1. The schedule's not very difficult for the Jets, but the more I think about it, I'll make it quite simple for you guys. I don't know that Justin Fields is a very good quarterback. He can win you some games. He did it with the Steelers, but I think it's also very telling that even though the Steelers weren't pathetic and still competitive and winning football games with Fields, they couldn't wait to go to Russell Wilson. This is a body language bet. And here's how I lose this bet. I lose this bet because the Jets go to Tyrod Taylor, because Tyrod Taylor can play quarterback. Tyrod Taylor is better than Justin Fields. I truly believe that. You're going to win more football games.
That's kind of crazy at this today, because Tyrod Taylor's pretty old, and even in his prime, he wasn't very good.
No, I know, but you will win more. You will win more football games with Tyrod Taylor than you will with Justin Fields.
It's a hot take.
Tyrod Taylor will make less mistakes. He'll make smarter plays. Maybe he's not as talented.
He'll make less plays.
I think Justin Fields is lost up here.
I don't think he's lost. I just don't think he's very sharp.
Well, so he was never found.
Yeah. And I mean, the Steelers started 4-2 with Fields, and they went to Russell Wilson. But if you remember last year, it let's go to Russell Wilson because we think he can play better. Russell Wilson was supposed to be the starter from the jump, and he got injured in preseason, so that kind of put him on the back burner. That's when Fields got a shot, and they couldn't wait to go to Russell Wilson when he was healthy. And even when Russell Wilson was doing terrible down the stretch, there was no real talks of looking at Fields again.
I watched Tyrod Taylor. I've watched him a lot, actually. Cam is money. Greg knows my infamous wager. I took Tyrod Taylor to have the most passing yards in the NFL when he was the quarterback of the Browns. Thank you very much. Have I not watched him in years? Yeah, I actually just watched him last year. I'm sure you probably forgot this. I didn't, because it was part of the reason I lost my fantasy football championship. I had the Bills defense against the Jets. They were absolutely fucking destroying Aaron Rodgers, and he got benched. Tyrod came in and scored 2 touchdowns, took away points from the shutout. Tyrod Taylor can play quarterback, and your team can win games. I understand Justin Fields played for the Steelers. I get that. I still think it's really telling that they didn't stick with Justin Fields. Because Justin Fields,
I mean, to say Fields going 4-2 is impressive with the Steelers. Look what Kenny Pickett did. Look what Mason Rudolph did. Look what Duck
Hodges did.
Yeah.
The Steelers are not the Jets. The Steelers are not the Jets. I'm sorry. And I know what you're going to tell me. Oh, but DJ, they got Breece Hall. They got Garrett Wilson. Doesn't matter. Did it help out Aaron Rodgers? No. This team was a dumpster fire. I don't know what I think about Aaron Glenn as a coach just yet. But if I had to give you an answer, I think there's a chance he's a good coach. I think. Okay. I just like that he's serious, because for whatever reason, it didn't work out with Salah, and I wanted to give Salah a chance. I really did. I gave him a lot of chances, and I still think, looking back, it was kind of impressive. The Jets were able to win 6-7 games with Zach fucking Wilson. I really do. Never forget, I made a video on Twitter. I had a max wager on the Jets under 5.5, 6.5 wins, fading Zach Wilson, and they fucking went over that, even though he got benched.
Wilson was terrible.
Mike White came in. Awful. It was really fading him. But anyways, they got Tanner Engstrand. I don't know who that is. They got Steve Wilkes coming in, defensive coordinator. He's bounced around a little bit. He was with the Niners.
Wasn't he just with the Niners?
He was with the Panthers. He was their interim coach when they fired Rule. Players liked him. They were playing hard, and then the Niners signed him. He was not a very good defensive coordinator.
No, the Niners had like their worst defense in years.
Also a reason I'm fading this team. But I think Aaron Glenn, defensive-minded guy, will be good in the future. They paid their dudes. They paid Sauce. They paid Garrett. They paid Breece. They got guys. They got pieces for the future. But I'll tell you this. I think they're lacking some serious, like, veteran leadership. And what they're lacking, most importantly, out of anything, is they need a quarterback. They need a guy. Yeah. Even the Giants traded up to get a guy. They got Jackson Dart. And look at him in preseason. They might as well be having a fucking parade. That this is the most fun Giants have had in years. And I know they made the playoffs not that long ago, but still, the Jets need a quarterback. You're going to tell me you can't see Arch Manning in the NFL playing for the New York Jets next year? You really can't see that?
I think he would pull Eli and say, I'm not going there.
Well, Eli said he's not going to the Chargers to go play in New York.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to go to the Jets.
You don't think a Manning wants to go play in New York?
I think he's going to be a Saint.
Interesting. Okay. You're going to tell me you can't see Cade Klubnik in the New York? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just out. I'm out on Justin Fields. I'm so out.
I don't blame you. I agree.
Fields being the guy with a new coach, a new team, all new faces, trying to get some chemistry and some rhythm. This guy is not a good quarterback. He's just not. I'm sorry. But this style of play from Justin Fields is not going to work. And especially when you got an all-new coaching staff and a guy like Aaron Glenn, I think it's going to be a disaster. Let's walk through the pieces that the Jets have gotten. DJ Reed is gone. Javon Kinlaw is gone. Hassan Reddick is gone. I don't even know what happened there. Tyrone Smith is gone. Morgan Moses is gone, as we mentioned. Brandon Echols is gone. He's with the Steelers now. Solomon Thomas, Tyler Conklin. They signed Justin Fields, paying him $20 million. Absolutely insane. Brandon Stevens, cornerback, for $12 million. Andre Cisco. Sorry, I don't know why I said Kisco. Safety, $8.5 million. And then Josh Reynolds. That's pretty much it. They drafted Amon Membu, 7th pick to Missouri. I like that draft pick. I liked drafting rookies, young guys in the offensive line. I think it's going to do very well in the future.
They've been doing that for years. They're setting a good. It's just tough for the Jets because they've been so bad for so long, but 3 years away.
Yeah. Well, it didn't really work out with Mekhi Becton. They got the big dude from Louisville, but Vera Tucker, I think they got from USC. He's their right guard. He's been pretty good. They got Membu now in the right tackle. They got Fashanu, who they got from Penn State. I like him. He's their left tackle. But it's two young guys playing tackle with a guy like Justin Fields. Terrible pocket presence. I know he can run, whatever. It's not going to really turn out to score you many points, in my opinion. Mason Taylor, tight end from LSU. Nice player. Cornerback from Florida State, and that's pretty much it. Malachi Moore, safety from Alabama as well. So they have a rookie tight end. They do have Breece Hall at running back, and they got Braylon Allen as backup, who I like a lot. I bet him to win the Heisman in Wisconsin. Big Braylon Allen guy. But these are your weapons. Garrett Wilson, Lazard still. I don't even know. Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Malachi Corley, Josh Reynolds, and a rookie tight end with two young tackles. This offense is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's all defense. It's
all defense. And I just think that these guys on defense might be either aging or a little regressing. Like Sauce Gardner had his worst year last year, bar none. He had his worst year last year. And I know Jets fans are like, oh, you're trying to tell me Sauce is bad now because I made a joke that he started playing golf or whatever. Listen, all I'm saying is Pro Football Focus. I don't put a lot of stock into these websites, but I did look just to see, man, did Sauce Gardner play worse last year than he has before? He was ranked 31st overall. Actually, maybe even worse than that in quarterbacks. This guy's supposed to be one of the best in the league. That's not one of the best in the league. Anyways, they still have Quincy Williams at linebacker. I like him. Nice player, but they got a new safety. They got new corners. Michael Carter, the second. He's a nice player. DJ Reed's gone, as we mentioned. I like Jermaine Johnson. They drafted him from Florida State. Big fan of his. And Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle. Nice player. I think they got him from Bama or Clemson or something. He's been good. But, yeah, I just don't like this team at all. I don't think they're going to win many football games. So this is – Corley got cut, by the way. Got it. Thank you. Jets' interior offensive line is top 5. Neither young tackles to be good. Absolutely, but the tackles are really important. In my opinion, I think the Jets will be a top 7 to 10 rushing team and a 15-20 passing team with a defense that can be elite. I see 6 wins at least just because of that. You might be right. Cisco, local kid from Long Island. All right, Greg, what are your thoughts? You're a pass on them, right? You
don't have pass on the Jets. Yeah, I don't disagree with you on their under at all, but I would take teams with a low total with no expectations and a strong defense. I mean, you're kind of in that same boat. That's why I'm a little surprised you're fading the Jets, but I do agree with you about everything on offense. Fields is not that guy, and I wouldn't be – I mean, who's their backup? Oh, Taylor.
This is the thing. I think it's not like the Jets' defense is on the rise. I think the Jets' defense was good, and now I think they're going to start regressing a little bit.
It's tough to say. They did lose a lot of good guys. If you go back and look at their schedule last year, or not even their schedule, but just the way they played, it was so unfortunate. Because they started 2-3, and that's when Salah got fired. And after that, it was just all crash and burn. But Greg Zuerlein, I think I mentioned this in the newsletter. I will when it goes out. But if you look back at him, he cost them 3 games. He missed a kick against the Broncos. He missed a kick against the Bills. He missed a kick against the Patriots. And they weren't impossible field goals either. It's just everything that could have went wrong with the Jets last year did. And then they fired the coach too early, prematurely, in my opinion, obviously because they crashed and burned after that. And then it all just fell apart. They brought Devontae Adams to fix it all. And the problems are way deeper and it's more established than that. I think they were 2-6 in 1-score games. They just couldn't get a bounce to go their way.
But it's so hard to hear you say that about the Gents needing a bounce to go their way because I remember vividly that Broncos game where they lost 7-6. I remember vividly 9-10. I remember them vividly too when they were playing the Vikings in London, and I regretted the bet the entire time, but I still told myself they can win this game. They can win this game. But Rodgers made such bad throws.
He made that bad pick late. Yeah.
Oh, they made such bad fucking fumbles.
That was a morning game. That was a London game, I think.
Oh, God. Yeah, look, there's a case to be made for the Jets being competitive and getting on the right side of those bounces and winning 7-8 games, like somebody said. Of course, I'm going to bet on the worst possible outcome for the Jets happening this year because, again, I'm looking at Justin Fields and I just see a guy who is not ready at all to be the guy, the quarterback for a market and a fan base like the New York Jets.
Especially the New York media. Yeah, he's going to get torn apart.
He's going to get fucking torn apart, especially now when you have the excitement behind the Giants and their defense. And now they got Russ and Jameis and Jackson Dart, a little bit of excitement. Like there's pressure on the Jets to be somewhat relevant. And I think it's going to I think it's just too much on a guy like Justin Fields personally. I don't think he can handle it. But again, I like their pieces. I've been on the Jets. It's nothing personal with the Jets. I took them in this fucking Super Bowl last year like a moron. One of the worst wages I've ever made in my life.
I think it goes to mention, but we do need to be Jets fans adjacent. Maybe not this year because you're fading, but in the future. But a friend of a friend from UF, one of her best friends, is married to the GM. So we getting in to get some tickets in the near future.
I think the Jets are going to be a really, really sound, fundamental, excellent product on the field. And I have nothing but good things to say about the New York Jets.
There you go.
Yep. All good things. In all seriousness, let's go through the schedule. So they open up with Pittsburgh. I mean, can you script a better fucking narrative revenge game? Double revenge.
Yeah. Each other's quarterbacks.
Double
I don't think
revenge.
it's as much of a revenge game for the Steelers as it is for the Jets. I mean, Fields was their starter, hasn't been their starter since week 6 of last year. And they kind of left amicably. It wasn't like the Steelers had all this hype and expectation behind Fields, and then he didn't pan out like Rodgers.
Yeah, but don't you think still he played for the Steelers? They benched him. They went with Russ. Don't you think Justin Fields wants to be like, look what you could have had?
On the other side, I think the Steelers know what they could have had, and they're more than happy to let him walk.
It's going to be a very raucous atmosphere for Aaron Rodgers. But you've said it, Greg. You've said it. Sometimes you give me fucking takes that I've heard a million times. Oh, I don't like the Saints this year. Oh, I like the Broncos this year. But then sometimes you pull a rabbit out of your ass or hat.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see the Steelers winning this game and Rodgers throwing for 4 touchdowns.
That's what I'm fucking getting at. You said on Happy Hour, you said, wouldn't it be so Jets? I know you don't want to be biased because you're a Steelers fan. You said it would be so New York Jets if Aaron Rodgers is a disaster there, and then he goes to the Steelers and it instantly starts playing well and everything's great. I love it when you think about it.
I do love the Steelers in that week 1 game.
So anyways, then they get Buffalo at home. Then they got to go to Tampa, and then they got to go to Miami. Sorry, I'm going to get this.
Pull it up.
Shut up. Sorry. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, at Tampa, at Miami. That smells like 0-4.
1-3 at best.
1-3 at best. This is where it gets a little easier, I guess. You get Dallas, Denver, Carolina. I mean, easier just in terms of the opponents like Dallas and Carolina. Denver's not going to be easy. Oh, is that international? Yeah, it is. Wow. Wait a minute. Am I? Yeah, it is. Oh my God. They got to go international, play the Broncos defense. Fields might score 10 points. You there?
Yeah. No, I agree. I'd see them after the bye. I think they're 2-6.
Okay. They could beat Dallas. They going to? I don't know. Dak Prescott. Listen, when Dak Prescott went in and played the Giants last year, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys play well in MetLife. They just do. You know? So Cowboys can fucking win that game. I'm not seeing a fucking win on here until maybe Carolina. Maybe. $85 to go to this game. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. I'd rather fucking pay $85 to fly to Corpus Christi on Spirit, hang out there for the afternoon, go watch fucking Justin Fields play football. And then at Cincinnati before the bye. This is going to be a disaster. I will say 2-6 at best. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think 2-6.
All right. 2-6, maybe even 1-7. You come out of the bye, you get Cleveland. Now, it's not going to be easy. Cleveland's defense, again, against Justin Fields, but let's give him a win. Best case, 3-6. Then you got at Baltimore at New England, at Baltimore. I say both losses. What about you?
Yeah.
3-8. Atlanta, Miami at home.
That New England game's a short week on the road. I know it's not like that much on the road, but it matters when you got 3 days to prepare.
And a new coaching staff. Absolutely. And give me Vrabel over Aaron Glenn to start at least. So I'll give you 3-8 through 11 games. Atlanta and Miami at home. I do think they can go 1-1 there. So I'll
This
give
is
you
where they can build momentum.
4-9. Oh yeah, you're right. Shit, 4-9. Fuck. I need him to go 0-4 down the stretch here, and they got the Saints and the Jags. Fuck. And the Patriots. Shit.
No, it's 5.5. It's 5.5. Oh,
I know,
you want
but
that alternate?
I took the alt 4.5 for 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. They had too many. Yeah. So these are the wins I have them getting. Basically, I have them beating Carolina. I have them beating Dallas. I have them beating Atlanta. We'll call it Atlanta. Beating Cleveland. And so I need them to lose. Oh no, they'd have to lose to Jacksonville and New Orleans. Shit. They gotta lose some bad games. I'm probably not going to win this bet. Oh well. But we like them under the 5.5. Yeah, you're right. They're probably not going to win less than. Yeah, you're right. His OSU hate clouds his daily judgment. Disregard. What are you talking about? I bet CJ Stroud to win the fucking Heisman and Ohio State to win the national championship.
Yeah, I bet Stroud to win offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, get buzz off. Also, Bucknell, what's going on with Ohio State banning Dave Portnoy? What a bunch of babies. First flag planting. Listen, I was just at the fucking Georgia Dome with 85% Ohio State fans. These guys talk so much trash and so much shit. Nothing personal, nothing against the state of Ohio or anything like that. But holy shit, these motherfuckers talk. They run their mouth. How can you talk so much shit and then ban Dave Portnoy in flag planting? Here they go. Ohio State fans are like Mahomes. They find a way to find the edge. Look at them. Yeah, hey, when you don't have anything to say, just start spelling Ohio. I like that. Tough word. Softest fan base in the nation. What's with the first brace? Fuck off. Anyways, Greg, any other map plays in this division? I like the one we got.
No other ones in this division, but I do have. So I wrote them all down. And I want to go through it a little bit more. I want to go. So it's a little rough, but I did put stars next to two of them. So if you want to go to the Carolina Panthers, I'll walk you through one right now.
I fucking love it.
And then after that is my favorite one.
Okay. By the way, Owner's Box. I just remembered I'm going on Owner's Box today. If you guys can get going live here pretty soon, I'll go ahead and raid you and then hop on. Go live a little early. We'll raid. Let's go over to Owner's Box and we'll shoot the shit. And then we'll see you at happy hour tonight. Don't forget to go to the Pickett YouTube channel and subscribe. We'll see you there. Looking forward to it. Stump the Snowman tonight. All right, Greg, walk me through the Carolina Panthers schedule. I'm going to pull it up right now. Go ahead.
All right. Let me get my bearings here because I haven't looked at this since last night.
You want to quit?
No, open it up. Open it up.
Just going to give you a 30-second countdown.
So the game is week 13 at home against the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at their schedule, very late bye. Mm-hmm. So they're going to play 13 games in a row. That's tough. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you're looking at. That's a really tough schedule. But if you look at before this, it's in Green Bay, which is tough. I mean, you got Buffalo before that too. So 2 tough games. Then you got back-to-back divisional games. You got the Saints and then at Atlanta. Then you got to go out west for a Monday night game. You can get up for that. I guess my point with this is you have 3 games in a row where you're going to be up for. And then in week 13 with no bye, you're coming home. I think they're going to be licking their chops to get into that bye week. And this is just a spot where the Rams boat race them.
I love it. You know what, though? I just realized something. This is week 13 is when the Arizona Cardinals play the Bucs, and I said I was going to have the Arizona Cardinals have the highest scoring team that week. Now I'm thinking it could be the Rams.
That's wild that you already had a week 13 play. I love that.
Yeah. I see where your head's at here. You're right. This is a really interesting stretch. Now, people are going to say, what do you mean? The Saints and the Falcons aren't tough. It doesn't matter. If you're the Carolina Panthers, these are games you want to win. They're in your division, and it's about getting up.
That Saints game is a must-win.
So Buffalo at
probably
home.
Coming off 2 losses. It's a divisional game. That is a must-win. And then you have another divisional game on the road, and then you go across the country on Monday night.
Oh,
So actually, that's the other thing with that Rams game. You got a short week to prepare.
Ooh, Greg. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. The other one, pull up the Eagles. This one's crazy.
All right, but hold on.
I'm holding.
Before, I just want to make sure there's no funky shit. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I like even more, Greg. The Rams, before that game, write this shit down. Okay. When Greg was in his fucking bag 2 years ago and we had the office and we were doing the map plays, these things were cashing left and right. The Rams are at home the first 2 weeks before that. They play the Seahawks and they play the Bucks. So they're home. They're not traveling, and they have oh no, they're in the state of California, but LA to San Francisco is still a pretty big flight. But I was gonna say they have 4 home games in 5 weeks before they go to Carolina. Carolina is gonna be begging to get into that bye week. And you got a Rams team. I know they're playing football, but still they're home. That's gonna be the first time getting really out there. They're packing a suitcase because then they go to play the Cardinals after that. I love where your head's at, Greg. All right, what's the other one? Then we'll wrap it up.
Eagles. This is a bold one, and it's going to be tough to take. But you look at their schedule, and I don't know how this doesn't jump out to anybody.
Okay. Greg might be in his bag, and it's a great thing.
And these are the ones that I really like. Like, not necessarily the Rams, because that's a good team versus a bad team. But I really like them when it's a bad team that no one's expecting, and it just lays up perfectly. So scroll down a little bit more, all the way to week 18.
Okay.
So look at the Eagles' schedule after their bye.
Okay. So week 10 at Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Home versus the Lions, at Detroit, home versus Chicago.
No. Home for those Lions at Dallas.
Sorry. So nothing crazy there, but you go to week 14. It is on the road, primetime game. Also, I'll point out that Bears game is a Friday night standalone game, or a Black Friday game, call it. So that's when you're going to be up for, because that's a standalone primetime game.
Yep.
You got the Chargers on the road, primetime, Monday night. Then you got the Raiders who sneak in there. And after the Raiders, you play 2 games against the Commanders in 3 weeks and the Bills on the road. I think that Raiders game is absolutely a sweet spot, because you have standalone games from week 13, Bears, Chargers primetime, lowly Raiders, massive game against the Commanders, on the road against the Bills, massive game against the Commanders. I think that Raiders is absolutely a sleep spot where the Raiders come in and surprise them. I'm not saying the Raiders win, but I'll absolutely be them on the points.
Love it. Love it. You did great.
Yeah, there we go. Those are my 2 favorites, but I have pretty much 1 map play per team. Some have 2, some have 3. But I want to go through the Ravens, have 3. I think their schedule's pretty tough, just in terms of when they get the easy teams. But I'm going to corral this a little bit better and basically format it of week 2. Here's what I'm looking at. Week 3. Here's what I'm looking at. Because right now it's still just each team and what play I have.
Great job. I like those a lot so far. Yep. We'll
that Raiders one is probably my favorite. Who's betting the Eagles? Who's betting the Raiders in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Panthers one. What was the other one we talked about?
For divisions? Oh, the Dolphins, Panthers.
Yeah, I like them all.
Yeah,
I like them all. We will document these in the newsletter. We will put them in the Discord. We're talking about them on the stream. But Greg, it was good to have you back. Good to have you on. Looking forward to seeing more of you with football season arising. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Excellent job, chat. Let's get some W's for Greg.
When are you guys breaking down week 1? The Saturday slate.
Tomorrow or Friday.
It's a big slate. It deserves 2 days. Like, what do you do? Talk baseball? Talk game 142?
Baseball can get fucked. Steak is off the day stream. He's going to be there for happy hour tonight, 4:30. We'll see you, Bucknut. Tomorrow we're going to talk college football, all college football. We have Friday to do, and then we'll get started on Saturday, and then Friday day we'll be doing the rest of the Saturday slate, and then we're going to have a video for our best bets. Where to find that, TBD. I don't know if it's going to be on Pickett or our YouTube, but we'll let you guys know. And Greg, great job. thanks for coming on. Thanks for making the time.
All right. Of course. Thanks, guys.
From that place. Enjoy the rest of your day. W's in the chat for Greg. I see we got a bunch of people fighting in here. Nerfy chat. What are we talking about? Cowboys, Raiders. Remember some team by looking ahead. Okay. Greg Dino, you getting back with Underdog? We are back with Underdog. Yes, we have a sign-up code for Underdog. What you're going to get, I'm not entirely sure because they're changing their terms a little bit. It is the promo code's DGen. I think you still get $50 deposit match, up to $1,000, I believe. So if you put $1,000, you get $500 in there. But they're going to change it a little bit. So I have to let me make sure I'm giving you guys the right news. But we do have another promo code. We are partnering with them again this year. And we'll be doing prop talk Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings were excellent. 9 to 10, going through the props of the day, giving our masterclass candidates. I know you guys love those. Everybody's fiending for the masterclass candidates. I would be going to my open houses. I would be getting DMs on my phone. DJ, who's the masterclass candidates? I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot to get them out. So we're going to have a nice clean graphic for everybody for the masterclass candidates. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. Great show and info, guys. Thank you. Good luck. Donald, good to have you in here. Thank you very much as well. We appreciate it. Brutal when hungover. Oh yeah. Yep. Budman, SUCK. Oh, I like that. You guys, I love what's going on in the chat right now. Yep. Oh, season long. Yeah, we got to put one together. Fucking suck it, wheel. We got to put one together. We absolutely will do that. Yeah. By the way, thank you, Skin Souls, for the new follow. DJ and Love with the sub bank 10-monther. We appreciate you guys. Great show. Oh, I already said that. Yep. Thank you. And okay, I can't see another fucking Ohio being spelled. Give it up. All right. Is Owner's Box live? We're gonna go over to Owner's Box. I'm gonna shut it down for a few minutes. I gotta get something to eat. Maybe make a cup of tea. Maybe make a proper cup of tea. I hope if you guys are still betting baseball, you're enjoying yourselves. I might make a wager or two. But I got a green calendar. My picket calendar looks good. I want it to stay looking good. I need it because May, June, and July, fucking terrible. And then we're gonna go hard. We're gonna go hard in football, hard and heavy. All right. Here's the raid. Go over to Owner's Box Sports. Join the raid. Gonna chat it up with some my favorite Canadians. Shout out Ian Mack, though. Big Ian Mack fan. Hope he's doing well in Toronto. I got to see what Ian Mack is up to. I got to get him on the stream, actually. BK will be on tomorrow to talk Ryder Cup, and we'll go from there. Join the raid. I'll see you guys here in a few minutes over on Owner's Box. Thank you, as always, for the support and hanging out. Good luck on your